Dirty Glenn and the Gardeners. With the #1 single, Mow Your Hoe.
I guess it's better than Hoe Your Mo, but okay.
I had a hard time visualizing my version, and yours is even worse, actually.
Hello and welcome to #1 Crude Mistakes with myself, Glenn from #1 Projects, KJ from Crude but Efficient, and Haavard from Behind the Mistakes. Hello, boys. How you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
So, what's new? What's been happening?
Aren't you too sick of each other?
Never. If anything, KJ, we've grown closer.
You started your own podcast. Is there something you need to tell me?
We're not 100% ready to come out yet, but I see wedding bells on the horizon.
Did I go to the same
What?
arrangement?
Don't pretend it's different. Oh dear.
Your mouth might have said workshop, but your eyes said yes.
Oh, well, I guess anything is better than having to deal with Ryanair again.
So when are you? When you're traveling next time, how long do you need to get your mojo back? How bad was it?
I mean, the trip was great. Just don't talk about Ryanair.
Okay, we can skip that part.
Yeah.
Go for the good stuff. How was the trip? Tell me all about it.
Well, I'm guessing as Glenn has laid out already, it was hot, extremely hot, uncomfortably hot. And someone doesn't have aircon. That's weird.
In the house or in the car?
Both, actually, but yeah, I was thinking of that rolling sauna of yours called a van.
That was funny.
Well, someone picked me up at the airport, and I think it was like between 28 and 30 degrees. So we had the choice of having the windows open or speak. So it was like very short, almost like CB radio, like... So how's your week been? And over, zzz, the window going up, and then like give it 2 minutes, and then
Is it the wrong time to tell you that I did have the option of picking you up in the car, but I thought you might miss out on the van experience?
Well, I am glad you picked me up in the van and delivered me in the car. But that's the best way around. But yeah. Oh, sure, it was an experience. I wouldn't be without it, I guess.
So it was a long weekend at Glenn's.
Yeah, long weekend at Glenn's. Less eventful, maybe, than a weekend with Bernie's.
How many people died? None that you're aware of, so they did a good job.
Yeah. Well,
We've not heard from any of the people we saw over the weekend again, have we? So can't confirm they're still alive.
no. I was going to say that, well, the police came over at one point, but... No, no, it was brilliant. I mean, the wife asked me, like, all right, so how did it go? What did you do? As little as possible. A lot of beer, good food, walks in the forest, the murder forests of Ancaster. It's like, yeah, and some workshop time. I got to do it first. I've done some lathing.
Natural at it.
Yeah, natural. I learned I'm a natural. Like yeah. But no, haven't ordered a lathe yet. But I if I had one, I think I would have used it. But then again, how many knobs do you need? I made two and an ice pick.
And an actual knob.
I made two actual knobs.
Yeah, and a cock and ball knob.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah. I actually polished one of the knobs as well. So let's not get into the specifics.
Can
Yeah.
I just tell you, KJ, that he was filming himself lathing, and then he turned off the camera. He said, "Just between me and you, Glenn, I really like this."
So he got way more bitten than me by the lathe bug.
And when the words left his lips, his beard went a little bit more grey.
Yeah. That's the premise of a video. Black and white, sad music, a lathe, grey beard. Yeah, I'll work on that one.
So are you thinking that a wood lathe might suffice for you? Or do you still think I need a metal one?
No, I need a metal one, but I can make that. What do you call the piece that you put the tool on? The
Tool
To
rest?
rest.
Yeah, the tool rest. Just have to make one of those for the metal lathe. Then I have a combine. Yeah.
Also had to go scroll sawing for the first time, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always wanted a scroll saw. I
But
still
you don't
want a
know.
I still want a scroll saw actually, but I'm still going to be honest. I don't see it's going to get a lot of use, but that sometimes when you need to put a blade through something to make an inner hole, and you're not bothered setting the CNC off. It is nice for those instances where you need it, but I mean they are so cheap at the local hardware stores. So I'll just put it off until one day I just need it, and I'll go and pick one up. But
So how much sightseeing were you forced to go on?
All the sites here.
By Michelle, I mean.
all the sightseeing. Yeah.
But how much was all of it? That's what I'm asking.
Well, we saw the cathedral, the castle, and a half of a main road and a little hill. But I weren't allowed to go down the hill because then someone didn't want to go up the hill again. So we had an ice cream and double backed before we got to the airport. So, but I feel I've seen the sights. I've seen the donkeys. That's a highlight. And yeah, all the flowers and their I was going to say Polish names, but I meant the other
Latin
language.
names.
Yeah, Latin.
Was there a quiz as well?
No, not as much quiz. No, luckily, that might be on this episode. Like name the 10. Yeah. No, and then we went and saw Steve. That was cool. We saw the origin of our theme tune. That was really nice. Then we
didn't
went
see-
out
just
and had
see-
a pint.
Didn't just see Steve, you saw Steve's world, really, didn't you?
Yeah. And what
Steve Land.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing is Steve's land, which is brilliant, but what he had on his property, which I saw a lot of in England in general, is just a lot of unused workshops. I mean,
Yeah.
no matter where you turn around, there's a perfect workshop. There's a perfect workshop. None of them are in use, but they have huge doors, bricks, metal windows. Brilliant. Some of them even have these, in Norway we call them like transverse cranes, the one up in the roof where you just move around the crane on the rail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, coming out the main gate and whatnot. Not in use. It's sad, but of course I just saw potential. So I'm now looking at house listings.
Yeah, Steve's world is his studio is obviously in his garden. He takes two doors down from his house and is where he works, and another two doors down is the pub where he drinks. That is Steve world.
So it doesn't get that many steps in a day.
No. Although he does walk between them quite a lot. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to go and see him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a studio full of very, very full of instruments. I mean, if he was a maker, you would not be able to get into his workshop if he followed the same principles as he does with his instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, a real musician have as many instruments as they can fit in a room, plus at least one, or one in each hand, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, the number of instruments you need is always n plus 1, where the number n is the amount of guitars you have today.
Yeah, I knew a guy at uni who he used his bed as his for his favorite guitar. So he put that on the floor when he slept in the bed, and then he changed places with it when he got up.
Oh, as long as he didn't leave the guitar in the bed. Then again, we did not
Well,
see
he didn't
Steve's
say that.
bedroom, so
Might have sometimes. Who knows?
yeah.
There's at least 6 or 7 instruments in his living room and one in his dining room.
Says the guy with 4 stringed instruments behind him.
Yeah, and I've got no excuses. I can't even play them.
Exactly.
But that
Yeah,
makes it worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's much worse. Yeah, there's 2 in the workshop as well, actually. So, and I'm making 2 as well at the moment. So,
But that's the thing, though, that surprised me the most. I mean, I've seen your workshop, I've seen your cathedral, I've seen your office. Well, once or twice a week now for almost 2 years. But actually being in there and like, oh, so this is how it is, and this is how it's related to each other, because that doesn't really come across on screen.
no.
Yeah.
So it's
It's funny that how hard it is to actually visualize a space after seeing it a lot on YouTube, and you still don't really have full grips on it.
Well, Haavard said what everybody else says when they walk into the workshop. Oh, it's smaller than I thought. I suppose when you film everything close up, it makes everything else seem bigger. I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe.
I'm wondering if you're using a wide angle lens there. No, it's not. I felt at home there because we have the same setup. We moved everything out to the size. The only thing I have that movable table in the middle that it's always in the way. And basically it's just a catch all for anything in progress. But other than that, it's really nice. A good setup. And what amazes me the most, of course, you cleaned up before I came, and then I tried my best filling it up with sawdust again, but I don't know what people are complaining about. I mean, the lathe almost made no shavings, so it's how you do it, make it look like it does, or Tim for that matter. I don't know what you're doing because it. I mean, I really went for it. Yeah, we should a small pile under there with some sawdust. You just brush it down in a bucket and voila.
It's unbelievable you didn't make more mess, isn't it? Making 2 20mm knobs.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the
size might
size of,
matter.
No, it's not. It's not the size of the piece you end up with. It's the difference between the size you end up with and the piece you started out with.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 And that
So just good
chunk of
planning
wood
on
we
horse
chucked
side.
in there. It's yeah.
It was literally the major oak, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was literally fitting a big square thing into a round peg, or was it no square peg into a round hole?
So, I mean, I had a really enjoyable weekend. I've thoroughly enjoyed having you over, but I also enjoyed it on Saturday when Ross came to see us. Fat Hog Woodworking. What a nice guy. He bought us presents and everything.
Yeah. No, we can't talk about the presents now, can we? Those are for later.
We'll talk about a couple of the presents. He bought us cider from Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah.
And
And I got 2 pieces of wood. as well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you want me to elaborate on the cider?
No.
Give us a rating, 1 to 10.
Well, I'm really grateful that he bought us cider, but Ross, if you're listening to this, don't buy anybody else that cider. It was a bit funny tasting. But
They can have-
tasty
Some
we
things
did.
are, and they are supposed to be, I guess. So, might be.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, the rest of the gifts were absolutely spot on, and it was really nice to meet him and find out a bit more about him and what he does for a living and whatnot. So, really cool. I think we'll have to have him on as a future guest.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
So how about you then, KJ? What's you been doing?
Well, other than
FOMO?
yeah, I mean that's the thing. We're still so close enough to make a central that I don't feel any need to travel. So it was FOMO mixed in with thank everything that I don't have to battle with Ryanair and try to get somewhere. So it was mixed feelings. I would say mixed feelings. But other than that, I've started my summer vacation. Though it's not that much summer vacation as more single parent paternity leave at the moment because Sophie is still working. So I'm have to take care of the kids, and the youngest have swing practice every day. So at least we have something to do. But other than that, it's rather nice. You get a lot of free time at home. So I finished. What?
You're not missing work yet, then?
No. No, it's gonna take a while. I feel I was very ready for vacation.
Yeah.
So I've been head on in fixing stuff at home. The patio roof that I think I said I washed it last episode.
You did.
Now I've been recalking the what's it called between the roof and the house. You do a flexible.
The soffits and fascias? No.
That is not words I know, but it might be.
No, that's the bits you were painting on the stick.
Yes. No. So this is like, I mean, it's not silicone, but it's like you do caulking on, like when you tile a room or something like that. A flexible, whatever word it is I'm missing at the moment. But that took me 3 runs to the hardware store because I thought, I get away with one. I think I used one when I built the roof. But now I got like halfway, and then I realized no, the one for the house, because the house has 2 parts, that also needs one. I need to add that. So okay, I went and bought the second one, and that ran out with like 50 centimeters left or something like that. So I had to get a third one as well. But now I'm finished with the roof. I'm not getting on there again for might not be 10 years until next time. But
yeah, you fancy that at 54? Do you? Is it?
No. When we got the roof 10 years ago, the salesman said that, you're not going to replace this, because when it's time to replace it, your kid's got to do it. So I'm going to hold them to that, hopefully.
Did you get that down in writing? Is that the official guarantee from them?
I should have been thinking about it. Yeah, I should have. No, but so I finished the garden trowel, and I planned to start one project, but then I started another one instead, because I wanted to see what kind of bumps there were going to be in the road, because I felt it's going to be some problems. And this is a welding project, welding nuts together. You know, the one you put at bolts, not
Okay.
not the humankind.
Yeah. It's been so hot here. I think mine are welded together, KJ.
That can stand for you. Now it turns out it's really hard to, when you clamp nuts together at specific angles. Yeah, you're such a child.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't you clamped nuts together at specific angles?
Not that I'm willing to admit to on here.
Okay, we save that for the half pint then. No, I mean I did it very delicately. Okay, I need this specific angle, and then try to put on the earth electrode to it, and that just messes everything up.
Right.
So then I just got a piece of threaded bar, and put the earth electrode on that, and just screw the nuts onto the threaded rod, and that worked perfectly.
I'm just laughing every time you say nuts now. So it sounds like you're making some sort of sculpture project. Is that?
Kinda. I am planning to do a nut sculpture project in the future, but okay, we need to change the subject. I feel otherwise Glenn is gonna implode.
It's all right. I'm editing. I'll edit my laughter out. You carry on.
Yeah, right. You editing anything out? No, I do have a plan to make a sculpture in the future. I actually bought 600 nuts. Is that so funny?
No.
I got a big box in the workshop just filled with nuts.
Okay.
I feel like a squirrel.
You're just munching on your nuts.
I mean, and they were plain nuts, but they were a bit oily, so I need to clean them before actually using them. Okay,
Glenn
that
just
broke Glenn.
left the room.
Yeah, but now this is a small project just for me to get the chance to actually to play around with the nuts, so to say. It's a good thing that Glenn didn't hear that. So yeah, it's just a small project, but I know it's gonna be some bumps in the road, and it's been some so far. So I'm probably gonna do this one and then just take a break and do the other project, because that is supposed to be shorter at least, but who knows. But at the moment I really should focus on editing the trowel video instead, because that's like half edited or something like that, and I just actually get to it. But with the weather being nice and that sort of thing, I don't really feel like sitting behind a computer that much. I just want to be outside and cosplaying as Glenn.
That is my take on it as well. I looked at our calendar today, and our holidays are coming up now as well, and they are fully booked. And of course, I want to spend as much time with the kids as possible. I'm still working, but the oldest is home with me these days, and I feel bad for not being able to just drop everything and go out and play with the water hose and fill up the bath and eat all the ice creams, although we did put a real dent in the fridge today. But I felt a bit like KJ because I edited yesterday a 3-year-old video because I've been quite productive on the way to visiting Glenn, because I filmed myself carrying the raw stock for an ice pick all the way over just to use his lathe. And then I'm going back again. And the intro for that I shot 3 years ago. So I've been playing around with that footage. And I had that really good feeling that we talked about on earlier episodes, that you line up the clips, and before you start cutting them down, you need to find the music. And I went into the vast YouTube music library and just, all right, I want some ambient music. It needs to be happy, and try to just shorten down the pool to choose from. And then on the third go, I found the perfect music. It like, yeah, this set the entire scene of the entire thing. And yeah, now I'm really looking forward to doing it. So I can edit 80% of the movie, but I need to then wait because I need to finish it and film that as well. So I'm not sure if it will be out before summer.
Yeah, that might be what I need to find the music to get
Yeah,
the
yeah, that
mojo
helps.
back.
it can be such hard work sometimes, can't it? Finding the music. Well, I say sometimes, almost every time.
Yeah, more often than not.
Yeah.
But now I nailed that one, which is going to make that edit easy. But of course, I feel what's it called, inferior complex. After being in Glenn's garden, I came home and I have a project. I'm gonna make some planter boxes for a sloped hill, and I wanted to do in like corten steel that rusts, but getting the sheets at the size that I want is basically too expensive because I don't know if it's going to work. So I'm going to buy some cheaper steel plates at the local hardware store. And this weekend I'm going to have fun with the plasma cutter, just cutting them to shapes and make a jagged edge and then weld them together in a triangle shape and try to see if they fit in the slope. Then I'm going to fill them with earth, and then I need some advice on which plants to put in them.
I'm struggling to visualize that. You're going to cut them into triangle shapes and then fill them with earth.
2 triangle shapes, and then I'm gonna weld those 2 triangles together at one of the edges, so it is. Yeah, it's probably a name for it.
Yeah. It's quite.
We're
nice
also struggling.
It's quite nice to see KJ struggling with that one too. I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah,
I need a sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a pen. So
pause the podcast.
Yeah. I don't get a paper either because someone has been cleaning the. Yeah, someone has rearranged the entire studio while I was away, just to mount a few curtains.
So you're away from a weekend.
I mean,
and then you get curtains.
It's nice. Don't get me wrong, but I can't find shit.
A finale is always better with curtains, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and not having to stare into, glare into the sun, basically. So here,
this is going to be.
This is going to be great podcast material, isn't it? Because I am now sketching, which not even the other hosts can see. You who are listening, you can definitely not see it. So
I just finally watched the Ragnarok Patreon video of yours, and there you spend a lot of time sketching. So I just seen you sketch, so I know what that looks like.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, the effect pedal.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right.
I'm saving that for when I do the effects pedals before I watch that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But interestingly enough, come on, carry on.
This is the slope.
Oh, okay.
This is the planter
triangle
box.
That way.
This is a plant, and this is the 2 triangles I'm going to make, and I'm going to weld that seam.
Yeah, it
and
looks like the
some jagged
bow
edge
of a boat.
Yeah. So it's going to be 2 Titanic planters for my garden. I'm going to start with one though, and if I fuck that up, I'm going to not ruin the other steel.
That's great, because when I come over, we can do Kate Winslet and Leonardo, can't we? on the bow of your planters.
I mean, that is fun if you go with a marathon theme with putting in names on, then I have small anchors hanging down and that sort of thing.
You know,
the railing and.
That's the thing, though. I've been working in the maritime industry for years, and of course, half my family are fishermen. But that maritime style with all the brass and the netting in the roof, and especially all the pubs with an old rowboat chopped in half and put upside down, I can't stand it. Yeah, I love boats, but the aesthetics is like, fuck me, this is so tacky.
Yeah. I'm from a mining village where they do coal mining, and there's lots of brass lamps and things like that. And I love brass, but I hate all the mining paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Same thing. It just needs melting down and turned into lovely sheet metal that we can work with.
Exactly.
No nostalgia here.
No. But But yeah, going back to your Ragnarok, the effects pedal video, we managed to film a little bit of that for my effects pedal while Haavard was here. So I did make a little bit of use of him.
Yeah,
Good,
because it
good.
is. Looking at the dates, it was almost exactly a half a year since I sent you the package, and you haven't opened it yet. So
No.
we had to film you opening it. I don't.
It's, it, I've
You have to
I have
force him at gunpoint.
almost.
It's in the
You're
box.
closer
it's in
to the
box.
truth than you know. Yeah.
But the package has been sealed up again since.
But that is fun though. This is the first time I've filmed anything being behind the camera or also in front of the camera. I mean, it makes certain things easier, but it is also a bit weird because you're gonna usually you say your lines. I mean, this is YouTube, and you don't have a script, so you're just feeling it for 3 to 50 times, and then you have a live audience. And I also struggled being the live audience because I also film Glenn, and once you press that record button as a cameraman, you need to shut up, and that's not my strong side. I figured. So I really want to comment on what he was saying. Like, oh shit, you're filming. So yeah.
I actually felt that whole experience really, really embarrassing. I'm still a little bit traumatized from that.
So none of you want a producer or camera person in your workshop?
I don't know. I mean, the first time you just film yourself, it's really weird anyway, isn't it? And then you get used to that. So I'm presuming after a little bit of practice, it becomes normal and it's all okay, and you can laugh about it. But yeah, for me, that first time was just embarrassing. Like other things I've done for the first time have been embarrassing. So
I mean, it's exactly the same. I mean, when you're doing stage work or whatever, I mean, the first day meeting a new set of people and like you're trying to feel everyone out, but then everybody just like, this is just for shits and giggles, and then yeah, all the nerves disappear.
Yeah, but I think if you're gonna have a camera person, that person should also be part of the videos. I mean, like William Osman, who has cameraman John, I think he calls him, who never speaks, but he communicates by, I mean, nodding or shaking his head with the camera, or giving a thumbs up, or interacting in some kind of way, at least. So you don't pretend that there's not a person there, like Laura had with Felix and that sort of thing. Just someone to actually work with. But then you need to find someone you could work with, so that might make it harder still.
Yeah.
So then if I were to get a cameraman, then yes, I would of course talk to him, but then I would also put a camera on him, like this guy Francis, the train lover, who has the GoPro just mounted on top of his head with a very wide angle. I'll have that on the cameraman as well, just for giggles. You can't like not laugh when you see that.
But I mean, it works really well for Colin Furze when he uses his wife as a camera person. So that's something to work with, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a bit of filming actually. Obviously, you prepped some footage for us, KJ, that we got, and we tried our best to get it done as soon as possible. But it took a whole of Saturday, didn't it?
I mean, you didn't have to do all the prompts.
Well, we did, because I woke up early Saturday morning and wrote a list of all the prompts.
If you have a shoot list, you need to do it.
So we got some with Ross in, and Ross. It was funny because Ross was here and he never even questioned me setting up the camera the 2 times I did it while he was here. But yeah, we got them all done, and that was really fun actually, having something to work to, wasn't it? Over.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I think
it's a lot of fun. Those small segments, and yeah, I think the sad FOMO video has become a thing.
it has.
Yeah. We've all done one now, so.
So it'll be up to me in October to come up with something new then, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes, no traveling.
Yeah.
That would have been a nice spin to it, though. I mean, yeah, they are away doing whatever, and they probably expecting a sad FOMO video, but hell no! And that is just a happy-go-lucky about like going to the carousels alone, going to the pub alone, but extremely jolly and happy.
Yeah.
Alone in a movie theater and that sort of thing.
While they're away, while they're away at the festival, I'm here in my workshop doing what I want to do. I'm drinking cheap beer because I'm not in Norway.
Yeah, or drinks. You could have drinks.
Yeah.
Small cocktails. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. I never realised what a cocktail guy you are.
I'm a Norwegian abroad. Everything is cheap. I've heard about that one. I'll try one. I was like a magpie for all colorful. So yeah, Glenn had a laugh. He went for a pack of beer, and I went for like a mojito and a peach something and a spicy rum drink and yeah,
A peach-
pina this and pina that.
Pina colada, peach on the beach, which they renamed from Sex on the Beach. And yeah, you were proper on holiday, weren't you?
Yeah, sure was.
That's the only alone holiday we'll get this year, so by the sound of it.
Yeah, by the sound of it. All that being said, though, I might get a weekend alone, but of course, I can't drink then because then I have to do all the making and all the video editing, and then need to be sober for that. So
Just have a gin and tonic for the voiceover late at night.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting, KJ, now that you're on holiday. Are you on holiday till September now, by the way?
No, just until August.
Oh, that's crap. It's not even worth bothering with.
Yeah, it's only 5 weeks.
Yeah. But we are expecting a video a week now.
Well, I think I'm gonna fall in the same trap I did just the other year, that I will have a lot of things filmed but nothing edited. That's what I'm afraid of, at least. Yeah, but we because we a part of it is we're trying to have the kids not staring at screens all day long. So we have a screen ban for 6 hours every day.
Right.
And then you can't really be on a screen on that. You need a good reason to do it yourself then. So you're
going to be 6 hours on the toilet every day then.
Is that going back to that Brunker thing?
Let's not. But I realized I could do a little old project update here. On the plus side, none of my tool wall shelves have fallen down, even though it looked like they would.
Fantastic.
They've all been sturdy, even though I've used them. My welding table is far too heavy to carry in one piece, I realized. So that was kind of a bad design, my part. So if I'm gonna put it up, I need to take it apart and carry it piece by piece because I can't lift it in a comfortable way with everything on it. And I also realized that my repaired tool batteries are not accepted by all the tools because everything that is rather new says that nope, we're not touching this. So it only works with the old tools. So that might be a good thing to have in mind as well when you're messing around with batteries.
Yeah.
Chuck that in the mistakes pile. And I also did a really stupid No.1 Crude mistake. I just needed to cut off a piece of steel, so I used the angle grinder, and I thought, I know this is hot. I'll just pick it up quickly and toss it away, so it'd be on somewhere safe where it can't burn anything. And I have gloves on; it's gonna be fine. So I pick it up and manage to use the index finger where it's exactly a hole in the glove, exactly where I picked it up. So I got a really big, shiny burn blister. It was like it was like sniper accuracy of stupidity. I don't know why I continue to use gloves with big holes in them. I think I'm just a cheap ass.
Speaking of covering yourself up, it's been on my list for a year now, and I need to get a welding jacket. But I mean, I have another jacket that I can weld in, so it's like I don't want to spend money on it. I mean, but it doesn't really cover up your neck, so I got like a half moon here. It's a real proper sunburn because, of course, I'm just gonna tack weld this, and then there's like, oh, this went well. I'm just gonna finish this bead, and then all right, I might do the other way so it doesn't cool down and twist. I'll do that. And yeah, this is going well. I got the settings flowing, and I'll do the other end as well. And then you spent a considerable time welding. And yes, you get sunburned by by welding if you're not covered up. So
You have to modify an old biker jacket or something. Well, you don't even have to modify it, do you? A leather jacket, biker jacket, that would be cool. And then you can get a helmet and modify the visor on that to be a welding helmet.
I have a leather motorcycle jacket, but it's too nice. I might get a bike again, and then I'm probably too fat to wear the jacket. But I'm in denial about that. So
And now it's summertime, so I mean, welding gear is not really what you want to wear because
no.
the heat will kill you. At least
That
with our thermostats.
that being said, though, I made a reel. Or, no, I didn't make a reel, but I made the video. This was pre-YouTube, I think. That when we had the snowblower, I just donned all my motorcycle equipment, and then I just propped up the camera in the window, and I went out running the snowblower, and then just I made a heading for the video. When it's a long wait for the motorcycle season. Then the neighbors probably wondered what the fuck was going on, walking around with a helmet and everything, like.
So you were making videos before you were able to share them?
Yeah, just for shits
Okay.
and giggles. Yeah, and then, I mean, I did share them, and I did actually upload some of them to YouTube because it was an easy way to just share the link, but I never thought about making a channel at that point. And of course, the sad thing is I do have not a huge, but some videos in a library that's pre-YouTube, but the camera I used was, I mean, some of the videos were shot in like 750p or something like that, and like I tried to find some of them. These are funny, they could be a real, but it's a real downgrade in video quality, so it's sad.
If you put enough filters on it to make it look old, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No filters needed.
Just claim that it's filters.
Yeah.
Just pretend you went through a cheap Chinese 4K period like I did.
Yeah.
But going back to your welding burn on your throat, my first thought was just grow the beard out. But I mean, that can be problematic if you get some sparks. But then people with great beards all seem to have a beard shield on their welding helmet. So it's like a leather thing going down to protect. You can have something like that, perhaps. And then you can weld in a t-shirt.
I'll keep
long sleeve t-shirt at least.
Yeah, I could. I'll I think I'll keep my beard at a welding mask length. But that being said, though, you get these neck pieces that they put on. So I don't really need the jacket, do I? I can just use use that neck.
So like a welding napkin.
Yeah.
Welding bib.
Yeah.
Yeah, welding bib, yeah. Or maybe I should just. I mean, I do have some leather scraps laying around. Maybe I should just make myself a welding bib.
Make one of the ones that they used to, when they were plastic and they used to curl up so they catch the food. Do one like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
because
the, for
I'm
the
doing TIG welding, of course. I could just have the TIG rods in there, and of course I have a place to put my gloves when I take them off. So yeah, it could be a huge bib, so you can actually have your tool and everything down there. Yeah.
I think a bib like that came down a little bit lower with some dust extraction attached to it would be great for the lathe as well, to be honest with you.
I think we touched that subject at the one surprise
it
before.
rings
Yeah,
a
probably
bell.
have, yeah.
Something about a screaming baby, I feel.
And then
The good
you
old
also,
days.
if you extend it even further, you can put a hole in it as well, so you can use it. Yeah, when you go to the toilet or something, so you don't get drip on your shoes or whatever.
That's a really long bib, I would say.
Oh, oh, don't say that,
I think we're going for apron at that length, but
Yeah.
yeah, sure, whatever works for you.
Seems a little bit too early for the half pint. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I felt the same, but maybe we're there.
Looking at the clock, I see we are spot on.
Fair enough then. Bye.
I feel like we don't have any half pint material left. We've already been there with all the genitalia so far.
It's your fault with the nut talk.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to call them then?
You can call them nuts, just don't keep saying the word nuts in every other word.
Fine, from now on I will use the Swedish word mutter instead.